Alright guys, we are going to quickly show you how to do the scribbling. Luckily the scribbling can be of two forms. It's really quick. It can either be of random lines, so you can go squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Closer together your squiggles are, the darker it will be. The further away, the lighter it will be. You can immediately see how dark and light that is. Or you can go ahead and do circles. Now you can find either way. I'm going to demonstrate it with circles. You can do small little circles, closer together they are, the darker it will be, and the further apart they are, the lighter it will be. So you can see that immediately with your dark and light source there. So I'm going to use the circle because it's easier to do when we practiced it all the time. I'm going to go ahead and draw my circles, and the bigger your circles are, you'll realize the lighter it gets as well. So the closer they will be, the darker it will show you it's going to be as well. Just making it a little bit more zoomed in for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into my darker section with the circles being really small, closer together, and it's helping me fill in those dark spaces. I'm just going to fill in any corners. It's looking nice and smooth. It looks really cool, this technique. It's so quick and easy to do, and it gives you a lot of freedom to do. And then immediately I'm going to start spacing that out. And by this point I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to go back in my dark section, fill any gaps in I can, and I'm going to go ahead and spend some time bridging these two dark tones together. So I'm just going to spread it out. Make sure you get the corners and the edge of your shapes as well. What you don't want is for it to look too gappy at the bottom. So I'm going to spend some time just adding some lines, so some circles in my case, some scribbles into the edges there as well, just so it looks nicely shaped, kind of filled out. Take your time because you can really get some beautiful tones, and just make sure you fill the gaps in. And I'm really happy with this. It's like the easiest one. It's so fun to do. And once you're happy with that, just make sure you build as much as possible and keep the edges really nice and light so it blends into the white there. And now we're going to go ahead and demonstrate the same skill on our sphere and get to apply it to a 3D object. So working with the dark area here, I'm just going to go ahead with small circles, and I'm going to line it up. See how easily that lines up? I'm going to stop and kind of make my circles bigger. Each time I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to stop. I'm only going to do 3. You've got your dark, medium, and light. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add my layers and the more frequency of lines, the darker it's going to be. So I'm going to spend a lot more time in just that corner. Of course, there's more darkness here, so that gives me a little bit of freedom there. So if I do get carried away, it's okay. And just kind of loosen my hand up as I start to get closer and closer to the light source here. So I'm going to fill any of those gaps in. And remember, when you fill the edge of your sphere at any shape that you're working with, there is a beautiful element of darkness that gets added, but also it looks really realistic, and it has that 3D effect that we're really kind of focusing on. We've been focusing on all term as well. Yep, so I'm happy with that. Of course, I've taken it in a lot more. There's nothing wrong with that. You can stop around here just if you want to match it, or you can take it all the way and you can fill it in and have your light source just sitting there, like so, and it looks really good. You can clearly see there's light source there and there's a darkness there. You can go ahead and create your shadow as well. Of course you don't have to, but you can. It looks really good as well. Okay, hope that helps.